Welcome to the video lecture OSI Security Architecture. In the previous lectures, we have already seen why there was a need of the OSI architecture, why there was a need of the layered architecture, why there was a need of a protocol, a set of rules, why there was a need of a model which then helps the transmission of the data over the network error-free. Why there was a need to overcome all the network complexities which were then faced by the network to transmit the data over the network, and with the help of this OSI architecture, with OSI model, layered architecture of the OSI provides the more and more efficient mode for transferring the data over the network, efficient methods, efficient security measures, which were then implemented with the help of the OSI security architecture, helps the network, the users, to send their data without having any errors, to send their data in the encrypted formats so that none of the third party or any intruder can take your data from the network. So let's begin with the OSI security architecture. Before going into the security architecture, we will be first seeing about the background for it. So, why there was the need of this OSI architecture? If we compare today's world with the world 20 years down the line, there is a drastic difference. Before 20 years, there was not that much utilization of the network, there was not that much utilization of the computer systems, there was not that much utilization of the bandwidth which are being used in today's day-to-day life by the users, because day by day the users are increasing to use the network. Day by day the security measures which are required by the network, it is increasing. So if we compare today's date and the date before 20 years, there is a drastic difference. There are different changes have happened over the period of 20 years. So there is the requirement of the security for the information of your data. There is the requirement of the security for everything which you are doing over the network. There is the requirement of the security of your network, there is the requirement of the security of your internet, there is the requirement of the security of your system, there is the requirement of the security of the link which is being created amongst the two users when they are communicating amongst themselves, that is known as the communication link. So at every moment of time when we are connected to the network, there should be the security. In the previous days, the traditional methods which were implemented for providing the security, for providing the information security, were physical and the administrative mechanisms which were handled very easily during old days. But those physical and the administrative mechanisms will not provide you the information security, or will not provide you any type of the security in today's world, because everything has changed, technology has changed, the users has increased, the number of users have increased, and with all these advancements the attacks have also increased. With all these advancements, the hackers nowadays knows very new things to get into your systems, to hack your systems, to hack your data. So the traditional measures would not be implemented in today's world to provide the security to your information or provide the security to your data. As I said, increase in the computer use requires the automated tools to protect files and other stored information into your systems. Nowadays, we can see that every individual uses the smartphone. That particular individual has the smartphone, that particular individual may have the tablet also, that particular individual may have the desktop or the laptop, anything. So when one individual is utilizing 3 different devices, we need to have the security for all these 3 different devices. we need to have the security policies, we need to have the security tools, we need to have a security measures for all these three different modes through which we are getting connected to the network, through which we are communicating with the other parties, through which we are transferring the data. So we do require different types of the automated tools to provide security to the data. Use of networks and the communication links requires measures to protect data during the transmission. As I told that when two communicating parties are in communication, there is a link created which is known as the communication link. And when two parties are communicating, that communication link should also be secured so that no other third party can get into your communication link and can get the data from there. There are different types of attacks which we will be seeing later, wherein the attackers get into the communication link, read your data, doesn't do anything with the data, so that none of the party in the communication will come to know that it has been attacked. This type of breaching of the data shouldn't happen, and for that reason we should have the secured networks, we should have the secured communication links during the transmission. Here are some of the definitions which are required. Computer security, which can be considered as a generic name for collection of tools designed to protect the data and to prevent the hackers. Network security, it can be considered as a measures to protect data during their transmission. Internet security, it is considered as a measure to protect data during their transmission over the collection and the interconnected networks. All these three terms, that is computer security, network security, internet security, all of them plays a very, very important role in transmission of data. We are using our computer system as a medium through which we are connecting to the network. So this medium should also be very much secure. We should always use good quality of antiviruses. We should provide high level of firewall settings to our computers, so that the data, the confidential data, the information, whatever we have saved into our systems shouldn't be leaked to any of the attackers or any of the hackers. When with this medium we are connected to the network, that network should also be secured, so that whenever we are transferring our data from our system to the network, so that that network should be secured, through which any attacker shouldn't get your data easily. And then through the network we are then connected to the internet. So all these three things, all these three definitions, that is of computer security, network security, internet security, they are interlinked with each other. Internet security is also very much required because protecting the data during the transmission is very much required, because then data has to traverse, data has to hop from one type of the network to other type of the network. Data may then hop from the heterogeneous network to the homogeneous network to reach the destination. That's why it is called as the interconnected network. So all these three terminologies shouldn't be taken a very good care to provide security to your data. So our aim of this particular OSI security architecture is to focus on the internet security. We should have such type of the layered architecture, we should have such type of the secured architecture which provides you the high level of the internet security. And therefore the internet security should consist of the measures which can prevent, which can detect, which can correct, which can then be used for detecting any violation of the rules in transferring the data, or any violation of the rules in securing the data, and so on. So the internet security which is provided, it should have all these measures, wherein it can prevent, wherein it can detect the attack, wherein it can prevent from the attack, or correct any security rules which are being violated by any of the party, or by any of the transmission links, or by any of the storages of the network. These are some of the observed security trends in these years which are mentioned down. Here we can see that with the increase in the years, these trends also got increased, the attacks got increased, intruders' knowledge got increased, and this is just a diagrammatic representation wherein we can see that with the increase in the advancement of the technologies, with the increase in the computer usage, how the security trends have been increased, how the attacks have been increased, and how the intruders can get into your system, how the different types of the technologies came into existence, which would then be able to implement some of the security measures for your system, for your network, for your data. Now comes the OSI security architecture. ITU-T X.800 is the security architecture of OSI. ITU-T X.800 can be considered as one of the standard which is being utilized by the security architecture for OSI. It is nothing but just a standardized way, or we can say it is just a systematic way of defining and providing the security requirements which are then utilized, or which are then required by the OSI for providing all the sophisticated measures to provide the security to your data. For us, it provides a useful and abstracted way, or the overview of concepts which should be studied by any of the implementer to implement this type of the security architecture. Hope you got the concept of OSI security architecture. Thank you.